Welcome to Cornering the Job Market for August 11th, 2025. Hope everyone had a great weekend. So, what's going on? Well, the US debt officially passed the 37 trillion mark over the weekend. That is a massive number. And I bring it up because it will absolutely impact the job market. There has been about three quarters of a billion added to the debt since the big, beautiful bill was passed. Now, it's certainly big. Is it beautiful? I don't know. That is in the eye of the beholder, and I guess time will tell. But I think it's indicative of a trend that has been going on since COVID, where we are just adding a massive amount to the debt, and it is going to impact every aspect of the job market for sure over time. So we're going to pay close attention to that, even though that's not the primary focus of this live stream. It's definitely worth paying close attention to. So, also over the weekend, Fortune magazine article stated that more than half of all industries are shedding employees. That is a really big number. And it's typically indicative of a recession, according to Moody's chief economist. He said that in the past, when more than half of industries are shedding jobs, it means we're in a recession. And in July, over 53% of industries were cutting jobs. That only healthcare was adding meaningfully to their payroll. So that's a that's an alarming number. I mean, I know that there's cuts going on, but to see that 53% of industries are cutting right now, that is a bad sign. And so the economist went on to say that things could turn around if economic policies weighing on the economy are soon lifted, but that looks increasingly unlikely. So, more tariffs impact to what's going on in the job market. We have a difficult time seeing it in some of the data because we don't necessarily know that we can trust the data that's been reported. But when you see these surveys that come out, I tend to believe that when companies are actually saying what they're doing versus the government numbers reporting on what's happening, I tend to trust that a lot more. So let's turn to AI for a minute. There's a couple things that are continuing to be debated. The job data that has been in the news the past couple of weeks, and also how big of an impact AI is having on the job market. And I am doing this live stream in part because too many people who have a big voice are giving a message that AI is not impacting jobs very much. And I think it's a really dangerous and irresponsible approach to take. And I think it's very far from the truth. But even in the last couple of days, Martha Gimbel, who is executive director and co founder of Budget Lab at Yale University and a former Biden economic advisor, said many are determined to see uh, this in the data, and that is that AI is impacting jobs, but it's just not there yet. And I think again that is very far from the truth. So I want to share real quickly if I could figure out how to share using this recording directly or live streaming directly on YouTube right now, which I'm not used to doing. So give me a second to share this tab. Um, there we go. So this is a chart showing unemployment data of recent grads, 20 to 24 year olds. And you see the big spike during COVID times. We're all used to seeing that on charts now. But July 2025, so last month, 8.1% in unemployment. And look at how high this is going up. And you can't tell me that this is not because of AI. And where I see AI in the white collar jobs being impacted the most are entry level things that are relatively easy to do. I mean, AI is becoming more sophisticated by the day. But for right now, what we're seeing is tasks that are repetitive and just simple to comprehend. In other words, a lot of what entry level employees do is being replaced by AI. And this chart is really, really telling to me. So something to pay attention to as time goes on for sure. So I want to hear both sides of it. I will certainly consider everything that I'm seeing firsthand as well as what is being reported. But I'm surprised that so many people in position of power and responsibility, and certainly should be a credible voice in all of this, are saying that they really don't think AI is impacting the job market. Um, so another survey that I thought was interesting is that by Bankrate that said that 48% of employees have their eyes open for new jobs right now. So Bankrate analyst Mark Hamrick said, we really see a consistent percentage of the American workforce indicating they are inclined to look for work in the next year. Um, so 48%, half of workers are looking for a new job. I think that 100% of workers should have their eye open for a new job all the time. I mean, if you are an employee, you should always keep that door open. And as someone who has employees in my staffing company, I don't want them leaving. That's for sure. But if you are not the owner of a business, if you are not completely autonomous and in control of your own destiny, I think it is your responsibility to always have your eye open to what else is out there. Because things can change at any given moment, and if you are happy where you are, I'm not suggesting you should leave or try to leave, but I am suggesting you should pay attention to what other opportunities exist for you. So 48% having their eye open for a new job. I'm not surprised by that at all. I mean, it sounds alarming on the surface, right? Half of employees are looking for a job, but they're not really looking for a job as much as they are being aware of what's out there, I believe. And I think that's smart. And if that was closer to 100%, that wouldn't bother me at all. So, and I even tell my employees that. But it's on me as the employer to give them reason not to leave, and it's on them as the employee to do their best while they're working for my organization. But again, for them personally, hey, listen, I would tell them to always keep their eye open to what's out there. So, in closing, fun fact for today: in 1914, Henry Ford doubled his workers' wages to $5 a day. So think about that, doubled the wages. So they were only $2.50 a day until they were doubled to $5 a day. And that was considered to be a big deal at the time, and set a new standard for industrial wages in the US. And of course, the result, it reduced turnover and boosted productivity to a significant degree. So good job, Henry Ford, even though those numbers seem really alarming by today's standards. Doubled his employees' income from 250 to $5 a day in 1914. So there is your Cornering the Market report for today. I hope everyone has a good rest of the day. Thanks for listening. I'll see you soon.